Booyaka. Last night I watched the film Candyman, the one from 1993, which I thought was a really good movie. But which I'm going to tell you, my reading of that film is that it's a strong critique of white liberalism, and particularly how it relates to anti-black racism. I realise that this is going to be a lot to take in because I looked at some reviews of the film and nobody else seems to feel that, but I've got a strong case. So first of all, you have to understand that Helen, the main character in the film, does all the murders. If you look at what's often called mirroring is the device they use, so the places where Candyman appears, she also appears. Candyman says, my name is written on the walls and whispered in the classroom. And when you get to what's supposed to be Candyman's lair, what's written on the wall is, it was always you, Helen, right? It's supposed to be a romantic message, but it's also supposed to be a message to us, going, well, it was always actually Helen that did the murders. In fact, the U is kind of like faded, so it literally says, it was always Helen. And in that layer as well is a bit of mirroring where you see her hand come into view and it's got the hook on it when Candyman's sleeping. And then when she wakes up, she's in the exact same position as him. This all comes from a famous story by Henry James called Turn of the Screw, where a governess is going mad, seeing ghosts, but everywhere the ghosts appear, you later see her or previously see her. It's called, as a literary technique, mirroring. So they're really clearly trying to say Helen is doing the murders. In fact, how do you summon a Candyman? You look into a mirror, right? And the reason for this is that Candyman is a kind of creation of the American psyche, right? It's a stereotype of a vengeful black man. How's Candyman dressed? He's dressed sort of like a pimp. He doesn't look like anyone from 1890. He has a massive 70s style almost coat on. He has his hand chopped off and chopping off hands, but also the most famous story of slavery in America, Roots. The main character, Kunta Kinte, has his foot chopped off, right? Candyman's killed in a lynching. It's never called a lynching in the movie, but that's clearly what happens. And when we later see a depiction of it, we see the Candyman, and they're all white and he's black, and he's not dressed like he is in the film, right? He's dressed in a blue suit coat, so that shows you that he's a projection from Helen's imagination. And Helen has a black academic who's working on a thesis with her, and they go into projects. And the first scene is talking about how Helen's house was originally a project as well. So it's kind of saying that this is a shared stereotype that people have. This is a shared and dangerous idea of black people that both black people and white people have throughout the film. Helen and her co-author, remember, are working in semiotics. They're doing a thesis in semiotics, which is the study of symbols and what they signify. So everything in the film is symbolic and the film is allegorical. A black child goes missing, and much of the film is about the redemption of Helen by rescuing this black child that she herself has taken, right? So she's a white liberal who thinks that she can have a role in explaining black culture to other people, but in fact the only thing that she can really accomplish is what happens at the end of the film, or she crawls into a pile of garbage which is set on fire by the black residents of the project. So remember, Helen doesn't kill the Candyman. These ideas can't be killed by white liberals. They can only be killed by black people themselves destroying these myths about themselves. And Helen gets the baby and crawls out, and she's on fire and all her skin is burned off and she dies. And that's like saying to the white liberal, look, you can help in this, but it's really going to cost you. What the sort of help that black people need is not well-meaning attempts to interpret folklore or whatever white liberalism is trying to offer. What we need is for you to put your life on the line, and at the end, you're not going to look too fucking good. Now, you might think this is a radical reinterpretation of Candyman. What year did it come out? 1993. March 1993. What happened in March 1992? The LA riots. Have a great day, everybody.